Atousa's secret sauce, that this comes down to 3 main reasons, not to make your goals smaller. Follow your joy. Hey everyone, and Happy New Year! Happy 2018! I really hope that you guys have had an amazing festive season, whether you celebrate Christmas or not. The new year for me, and I'm sure a lot of you guys as well, is a time of reflection and thinking about your previous 12 months and how you want to make goals and improvements and resolutions in the upcoming year. And because of this, I desperately wanted to sit down and make a video talking about some of the ways in which you can ensure that you actually make the right goals and also how you can stick to them. Now, bear with me if it sounds like I'm giving a bit of a speech, but I genuinely believe for any of you who want to make an impact on the world, and for all of you future politicians and doctors and teachers and nurses and artists, I genuinely believe that in order for people to make a positive impact and bring benefit to our world, we first have to take a step back, look at our own actions and think, how can we improve? How can we become the best versions of ourselves so that we can give the best that we have to the world? So that was just my little inspirational nugget that I'm going to put out of the way. I'm not here to give you some sort of motivational speech. I want to give you some practical ways in which you can make use of your goals this year. This is just a subject that I'm like really passionate about, so I may go off in little, inspirational tangents here and there. So let's just get into the practical side of the video. Making the goals. If there is something I love, it's setting goals. Generally throughout the year, but especially around New Year. But my issue with making New Year's resolutions specifically is that a lot of the times we tend to kind of trail off after a month or two and we don't always stick to them. And I genuinely believe that this comes down to 3 main reasons. These 3 reasons, if you are aware of them, if you make a conscious effort to think about them and find a way to tackle them, then I'm sure that you're going to have so much more success throughout your year and with the goals you've set. So with that said, let's get into the problems and let's come up with the solutions. Problem 1, setting goals that are too strict and too regimented. Sometimes we set goals that are so specific and so routine and so regimented, and that may work for some people, but for the majority of the time, it feels like we're punishing ourselves instead of, wanting to follow our joy and do something that we actually want to achieve. I mean, to give you an example, somebody's New Year's resolution could look like this. Drink 2 liters of water a day, go to the gym for 45 minutes 5 days of the week, read 3 chapters of a book every day, eat 5 pieces of fruit and veg, and do at least 30 minutes of sketching and yoga. Sounds great, right? And that may very well be somebody's schedule out there. But if you're starting from 0 and you're only trying to build yourself up to that point, then by setting a really strict and routine regimen to follow, as I said, it's going to feel more like a punishment. Here is my solution. Trust me, it's a good one. Now, you're going to hear me say this a lot in this video, but I hope that you can really take note. My answer to this is to follow your joy. What do I mean by this? Let's say your goal is to drink more water. Instead of writing a resolution to ensure that you drink 8 glasses specifically a day, you could write something like this. I love drinking lots of water because it makes me feel energized and gives my skin a beautiful glow. Now, if this is your resolution, write it out and put it somewhere where you will see it. This way, instead of feeling guilty if you have drank, for example, 5 glasses out of the 8 glasses that you said you're going to drink, you can just have a look at the joy and the happiness and the health benefits that doing this will bring to you. And that itself should be enough motivation for you to go after and try to meet this goal instead of feeling like you're being forced into do it. Similar thing with the exercising resolution. If your New Year's resolution is to exercise more and go to the gym more, maybe this could be a better way of phrasing it. I love exercising because it always boosts my mood and it helps me to build a strong, healthy and toned body. Again, write that somewhere and put it in front of you. Stick a picture of the body which you hope to attain. Write around the inspirational quotes. As I said, follow your joy. Problem number 2, making goals that are overwhelmingly big. Now, don't misunderstand me here because I'm all up for making big goals. And I genuinely believe that a lot of people's problem stems from the fact that they make their goals too small instead of making it too big. So if you have a really big goal that to other people might seem unattainable, forget about them. If you think you can do it, make it your goal. But this is the kicker. If you set yourself a goal at the start of January that says something like, lose 20 pounds, read 40 books, get an A in all of my exams, all doable. but very, very overwhelming at the beginning. And the trouble with this is that you're not going to see the achieved product until months and months later. And obviously this can become discouraging, because if it's February and you've only lost 4 pounds, you think, oh well, I'm so far away and I'm never going to achieve it and it's never going to happen anyway, so just forget about it. And it happens a lot. Again, you get to February, you realize that you've read 2 books, and then you feel so disheartened because you're like, oh well, I have 38 more to go in 11 months, it's never going to happen. So here is my solution, and it is not to make your goal smaller. For every big goal that you want to set a subcategory of smaller goals that you can check off as you go throughout the year. And don't set yourself a time limit on these either, because again, that can fall into the last problem of stressing yourself out because it's too regimented. So, you want to lose 20 pounds. Set yourself little milestones. You can say, lose 3 pounds, then lose 5 pounds, then lose 7 pounds, and so on. And every time you meet a little milestone, you can check it off and you'll feel like you're moving closer to your overall goal. And again, this is another method of following your joy, because it means instead of feeling like you're falling behind, it's something that you enjoy and you want to work towards, and you want to keep pushing that needle a little bit further. Problem 3, attacking ourselves at the first hurdle. Okay, now this is one of those things that we've all been guilty of, or I guess we all are guilty of to a certain degree. I remember myself personally, I used to be like this a lot more growing up. And whenever I would set myself something to do, as soon as I would make a slight bit of hiccup or not follow the goal, I would beat myself up and tear myself down, and I would tell myself that I'm undisciplined, that I'm rubbish, that I can never stick to anything, that I'm not worthy of trying to achieve the goal anyway. So destructive and so unnecessary. My solution in this scenario is to make a note of your victories every time you are met at a crossroad. What I mean by this is whenever we are trying to reach a goal, for example, choosing a healthier option instead of an unhealthy option, there's always a moment in time when we have to make a choice. We go to a party and there's fruit salad and there is also chocolate cake. In our head, in that moment, we think, well, we really want the chocolate cake, but you know, a better option would be the fruit salad. That is your moment of choice. That is when you're being tested. If you go for the fruit salad and you think to yourself in that moment, you know what, I'm proud of myself for making this choice, write it down. Whether it's on a post-it note, on your blackboard, or on your phone, or anything like that, write down, today I'm proud of myself for making the right choice. And put it somewhere where you can see it. And in the exact same scenario, let's say you went for the chocolate cake. Instead of beating yourself down, try writing this. Today I went for the unhealthy option, and that's okay. But I'm going to make up for this tomorrow by making sure that I drink plenty of water and eat lots of fruit and veg. This way you're acknowledging your slip up, but you aren't beating yourself up. Just to give you another example, let's say that your New Year's resolution is to say no more often to going out with your friends and staying in and concentrating on your work. Again, that moment of choice, that crossroad will come where you have an assignment due and your friends ring you up and say, hey, we're all going out, would you like to come with us? In that moment of choice, you can choose to go out or you can choose to stay in. If you choose to stay in and work on your assignment, congratulate yourself. Write somewhere, I'm proud of myself for saying no to my friends and working on the assignment that's going to help me achieve the grades that I want in the future. Equally, if you slip up, you will write, today I said yes to my friends instead of staying in and doing my assignment. But tomorrow I'm going to get up an hour earlier and make sure that I finish my assignments before doing anything else in the day. This will bring about amazing results, but just make sure that you don't use this as an scapegoat for everything. So, to give you a summary of everything that I've said, just to make sure it sticks right in your head, these are the 3 reasons why we tend to fail our New Year's resolutions. 1. We tend to make goals that are too strict and too regimented. 2. We make goals that are overwhelmingly big without splitting them up into subsections. 3. We tend to forget about our small victories and we tend to tear ourselves down whenever we come up with the first hurdle. Now, there is one more story I want to share with you, and it is the method that I predominantly use instead of setting goals that have allowed me to achieve a lot of the things I want to achieve. But before that, I just want to say that if you have resonated and found useful any of the theories that I've shared with you, do give this video a thumbs up so that more people can find it and hopefully benefit too. Alright, let's get into Atousa's secret sauce. Setting visions instead of goals. In this envelope, I hold the success or I guess achieved goal for the vision that I set for myself last year, exactly a year ago. So in here is the result of my New Year's resolution from 2017. On January the 1st, 2017, this is what I wrote. I'm going to finish my master's with a distinction, having gained so much knowledge and so much information about research and the overall projects that I'm working on. Lo and behold, I passed my master's with a distinction, and this right here is one of my biggest achievements. And I shared this video with you firstly because I'm really happy and giddy about it, but also because I really want you to know that it is possible. I know that when I first started my master's and when I was going through my hurdles, trust me, watch some of my vlogs when I was like so exhausted and just felt like crying all the time. But it was through those times where you just have to persevere and you have to use, for example, some of the techniques that I shared, and I'm sure there's plenty more, to help you get there, and I know that you can. If nobody else believes in you, believe in yourself. And I don't know you, but I believe in you too. Alright, I told you I would give a lot of inspirational speeches in this video, so bear with me. But if that itself wasn't enough, let me share with you the second vision, if you like, that I set for myself last year. After my master's, I'm going to get a job that's going to help me practice all of this new knowledge that I have learned and all of the new skills that I have learned, as well as allowing me to get more of an insight into medicine. Again, if you have seen videos where I talk about my job, that's exactly what it is. And it's almost scary how true these things have become. And as I said, a lot of it is because of the hard work and time put in, but I would look at these visions at least once every 2-3 weeks, and I would read them out in my head, and I would say, I will get a distinction, I will do well in my master's, I will get a good job. And it's building up that self-belief that I was talking about. Give it a try. What have you got to lose? Please share this video and give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and you found it beneficial, so that more people can also benefit from it. I wish you all the best in this new year, and I'm sure that you can go out there and achieve whatever you set your mind to. I love you all, and I wish you all the best. See you in the future videos.